G'day and welcome back to the channel. Starting to narrow in on my audio issues, so that's progressing. We got to Ultra Ball in our last session with the maximum super resist team. So I thought I'd boot up the maximum resist team from last format, which progressed well. My biggest feedback was the Kommo-o being special. So I've converted it to physical and we've updated the Rotom spread. I think we defaulted back to everything else. So we'll give it a bit of a run on the singles ranked ladder and we'll see if it still holds up in the M-3 format. So we'll get our first opponent, which has got Rotom Heat, Garchomp, Sand with Hippowdon, or Sun with Charizard. They're also running the other Basculegion with Raichu. So, I think it's best to just lead Meganium. Unless they're going to lead Charizard, then we're in a bit of a pickle. Actually, then in that case, it's probably best to lead Diggersby. Unless they lead Hippowdon. But we'll lead Diggersby. We'll take Meganium in the back. They'll likely bring Mega Charizard, which we don't really have an other than that. So let's try out the new Kommo-o. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to do much different here. It really just depends whether they're leading with Hippowdon or not. And we're carrying on our 2-win streak from previous. Okay, so good. They decide to lead with Garchomp. So if we body slam, they're going to rough skin us, which is not great because that'll break our sash, which will enable them to take us out. But then yeah, I think we're just going to have to go for it, I think. But we could just go for Earthquake, really. But I'm just going to go for a body slam. So they go first. They get the outrage. That'll probably take us down to Sash. And then body slam rough skin should take us out. Just over half. Yeah, if we'd swapped anything else in that. But they're locked into outrage now. So we just Mega Meganium Fairy them. Yeah, we'll just get rid of Garchomp. Because they're locked into outrage for 3 turns. So they will get blocked here. And then let's hope our Kommo-o can clean up. So yeah, we'll finish the Garchomp off. And now we're 1 apiece. See, I think Meganium was going to be my bit of a win card here. So, yeah, see, they've got Charizard, which obviously air slashing, and are we going to be able to swap out? Because they're obviously just going to turn 1 Heat Wave, I guess would be good. Yeah, let's swap. Hopefully we can survive a turn 1 Heat Wave. And they don't turn 1 Air Slash us. So Air Slash would be bad. Heat Wave would be okay. But Heat Wave in the sun still big damage, or Weather Ball? Oh, I'm bulletproof! Alright, that is the first time that has become useful. So, alright. Let us respond, obviously, with outrage. It's what we've got. It's the best we can do. We're choice scarfed. They don't have a fairy in the back, do they? They do not. So yeah, outrage would do some okay damage here. Not enough to KO, but unless they're scarfed, we should be faster. We are faster. So there goes Basculegion. Would have been good if our Meganium attacked, but now we are confused. We definitely need to swap out now, because I don't see a way Meganium is going to be able to piece this out. So we're going to have to sacrifice Meganium so that we can lose our non-volatile confusion condition. Well, we're going to go for Weather Ball regardless. Yep, there. So I guess they saw the switch happening. So they were like, they got a prediction correct. But now it's whether Charizard can survive a outrage. We're in a pretty okay position here. They survive. They obviously can't Weather Ball, but they do anyway. But they're Mega'd. Why are they not locking into Solar Beam or Air Slash? Do they not have any other attacking move? I'm confused. So yeah, they'll just forfeit. Because you cannot Weather Ball Kommo-o. I'll have to remember that in the future, because yeah, that's a good one to bring. Alright, gets us a little bit further. And we're off again. We're also battling at a different time of the day. I typically do most of my battles in the morning. It is afternoon, so we get a completely different field of opponents. And we've got Volcarona, we've got Mega Staraptor, Mega Electros, we've got Rhyperior, Weavile, and Goldengo. So, what do we do? What do we do? I'm thinking Diggersby. Diggersby's got a pretty good lead and opening. I don't imagine they're going to be trick rooming. So Kommo could be a good choice here. Meganium. Yeah, Meganium could be good here. And yeah, Ironhead, Throat Chop. The Mega Staraptor is a Belluchery type. That's how I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I reckon let's do that. It's pretty similar to what we did last time, if not identical. Again, yeah, Rotom against a lot of things on their team was not ideal matchup. So we're both on a 3-win streak. They favour the bug. Okay, so it is a Weavile lead. We probably should protect so that we can conserve our Focus Sash. I'm accepting a fake out here. And it is. Because, yeah, that's going to be their biggest threat, probably, this Diggersby. So I can sack it early, but I don't really have any good options. And they're going to want to try and get rid of it early for their probably Electros. So let's Earthquake. Ooh, a triple axle. Oh, that's big damage. I remember one of the biggest issues with this team is the entire team pretty much loses to ice. Their life orb. So I think, yeah, if I'd have swapped, maybe turn 1 swap to Kommo would have been the play. Because now, yeah, got a body press, and they could just as easily see this coming and swap, but they don't. Like, I'm a fighting dragon. There's a very high chance I've got a fighting move. So they're happy to let their Weavile go down. Now I imagine Staraptor comes out. Ah, Goldengo. Which is unfortunate. We need to now pivot because we can't get locked into fighting moves. And that obviously provided them with enough information that we were Choice Scarf. So they'll didn't think we were going to swap. Thought we were just going to stand there and take it. But we were not. So Ghost has a Dazzling Gleam. Steel, probably going to hurt. Oh no, they've withdrawn. They're going to go to Staraptor. Alright, so Staraptor's going to get a big ol' Weather Ball in the face. And we have to be mindful that there is a Ghost in the back. So no more locking into fighting moves on our Kommo-o. But yeah, we'll get a decent Weather Ball here. Yeah, not bad. Kommo should be able to clean that up. If we swap now, they're likely going to Mega Evolve and Brave Bird. If we swap now, we'll just probably lose our Kommo. So let's see how much they've invested in their Mega Staraptor speed. Likely a lot. And they'll likely outspeed us here. And they do. But Brave Bird's going to do big damage. And that means they're going to take big damage. And we probably lock into Outrage. What's going to be good against... probably Throat Chop, actually. Although that's neutral damage against Goldengo. Definitely not going to do Body Press. Outrage is an option. So is Throat Chop. Yeah, I think we're going to have to Throat Chop because we're going to be resistant on the Outrage. Or at least we're going to be neutral. Alright, let's lock it in. Yeah, so... Ooh. Not very effective, and it even survived. Okay. We definitely should have gone Outrage then. Okay, that cost us the game. I thought that would be enough, but it was really not. So, unfortunate. Yeah, I'm worried if locking into Outrage there against the Goldengo would have been resistant. So even if I did take out the Staraptor, I wouldn't have been able to deal enough damage to the Ghost Steel, who had a Fairy move. So we had to balls to the walls or go down in a flame. But yeah, you can see how old team navigating new format, bit different. You have to repilot basically the skills that you've acquired up until now to give it another go. But you can see like this team, no new mons, just Mega Lopunny, Sableye. So in this scenario, we try Kommo. Yeah, I think Kommo lead is going to be good. Yeah, then we've got Arcanine, Garchomp, The Bridge, Arkeludon, and Mamoswine. So we just got to be mindful not to go too ice heavy, but I don't think we have too much of a choice. Aegislash? No, because then Mega Lopunny has Scrappy, so it's not a real type advantage to have access to that. Yeah, I think we're going to have to Diggersby it back in. Yeah, alright, let's give that a go. So yeah, Rotom Heat could be good against the Mamoswine, but it pretty much loses every other matchup. Fairy Tale Girl. They lead with Mamoswine. Crazy. So if we can manage to body press it out of existence, we win. I don't think they can ice shard us. They do ice shard us, but it doesn't OHKO us. But we'll see what a body press does. Ooh. They could only ice shard us again unless they're choice scarfed again. So I guess they were expecting to get OHKO'd. Oh, it's 50-50. Let's go. They're going to have to ice shard us again. In that scenario, you shouldn't lead with ice shard unless, I guess, they were expecting to get OHKO'd. But they're going to try and preserve their Mamoswine for a bit later. And swap to the Garchomp, which is enough now for ice shard to take us out. They're likely going to outrage us, but we can't get a safe switch in, so we're going to need a way to fight the Mamoswine later. But I think that should be fine. We're obviously going to have to body press again because we're locked in, but they are choice scarfed. So they beat us, but they've locked themselves now into outrage, which we can take advantage of. That's twice now we've gone against a outraged, locked-in Garchomp. And it's certainly advantageous to have the immutable types. Because, yeah, they're locked into outrage for the next couple of turns. And then we get a free Dazzling Gleam. And it's enough to KO. So they could definitely bring back the Mamoswine here. Or their Mega, which was the Lopunny. No, they've got Arcanine. So I think Diggersby can claim it from here. Because if we swap now, we're taking big damage. If we swap, we break the sash. Do we need the sash? Oh, what have I got? 20 seconds. I'll just protect. So if they Flare Blitz and I swap, I'm banking on Diggersby being faster to take a hit and then respond, but then I don't have anything for Mamoswine. But if I stay, take a Flare Blitz and OHKO, then I'm in a slightly better position. Because I get a Solar Beam off. I am faster. So yeah, this should do damage. Excellent. Now, I'm going to have to see how fast in comparison. Because I think our Diggersby was faster than Meganium, right? Surely. And it's a Life Orb. So yeah, that's 144. Diggersby's 143. So literally one slower than it. So theoretically, if Meganium was faster than Arcanine, then so is Diggersby. And Diggersby is big damage. So all they've got left now is the Mamoswine on pretty low health because of the body slam. And we're Focus Sash, so unless they triple axle us, we should have this game wrapped up. Yeah, we'll just Earthquake 18%. So they get the Ice Shard off, which is enough to do half, but we survive. We hit them with an Earthquake. GG. Had some strategy in that one, which was good. I enjoyed it. Good game, Fairy Tale Girl. Although you didn't bring any Mega, which was surprising. Mega Lopunny would have absolutely dominated that fight, I feel. Once you get around the Mega Meganium. And the choice stuff, yeah, it's a bit of a hard matchup. So, I think they did well with what they have. We're on to our next one, Rocket. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So they got Basculegion, probably leading Basculegion or the Mimikyu. They've got Mega Dragaggle in the back, or Mega Lopunny with Corviknight and the Slowbro, which we have, I'm pretty sure, disrespected in the past. So let's actually respect it and lead with Aegislash. Aegislash covers a lot, except their Lopunny. And then we've got Meganium. And then I think actually King Gambit reigns supreme here. Yeah, so we just need something to take out the Lopunny, which is the Meganium. I think we still lead Aegislash. What do we got for the Dragaggle? Oh man, the Meganium may not be good here. I think we're going to have to bring... Oh no. Ooh, running out of time. I'm going to bring Kommo. This could be very bad, but they've got 3 weak to Ghost, so I think Aegislash can put in some work. We just need to take out their Lopunny. They're on a 2-win streak. What are they going to lead? Oh, it is the Lopunny! Not ideal for us, I can tell you. So, yeah, this is not ideal. We could definitely try and King Shield it, because they're likely going to try and fake out, right? Turn 1 fake out? That's what you do? No, they're leaving. Okay, they're bringing Corviknight in, right? We've tried to... Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, so they're outthinking us a bit here. But we still got Poltergeist, so we can scout what item they have. Even if they're likely to spam Iron Defense. They're going for the U-turn. Are they going to go back to Lopunny now? I'm not sure what their strategy is. They're doing random things. Oh, they've sent out Slowking! That's not good. For them, because yeah, we looked into Poltergeist, so this should do big damage here if we connect. We do. It has leftovers. Boom. Oko. So yeah, sometimes they're not quite sure what we're doing, but they're on a different rhythm to what we're planning. Because I mean, they can bring Corviknight back out now, but Lopunny comes back out. So they're going to do the same thing where they just randomly pivot to Corviknight again, or are they actually going to fake out? Okay, so they are going to Mega Revolve. So at least they're staying in this time. They could just as easy protect though. But we'll King Shield. Try and catch them on a fake out. High jump kick. Ooh. Does that count as a miss? They get the King Shield attack drop, and they crashed. So it was gutsy for them to go for it. It didn't work out in their favour. They've got Corviknight in the back, which is going to cause us some problems. But I reckon we just try and get some damage on this Lopunny. So they do go for the high jump kick. It does connect. It does do pretty good damage. 2/3 of our life. We'll at least get an Iron Head off. And that is enough to seal the deal. So all they have left now is Corviknight. It is a 3v1. And the 3 that we have isn't ideal against Corviknight, so I'm glad that they forfeit. Because that would have been a bit of a struggle. Because yeah, we had Kommo in the back. We never swapped. Our Aegislash just stood there like, hello. Yeah, we never revealed we had Kommo and the King Gambit in the back. So had they have known that, I reckon they would have hung around because Corviknight would have done all right against those. But all good. Happy to take the win. On to the next one. And the next one is Hippowdon, Miss Mouskerada, maybe a bit of Charizard Sun. And then why is Sizzle on the team? And then they've got Sneasler. And they've got Gardevoir. I'm not sure what their plan is. So I think we just lead with... They could just easily lead with Charizard here. If we lead with Rotom and they lead with Hippowdon, that's bad. I think we lead with Diggersby. We Meganium for their Scizor. And then we need to get rid of their Sneasler. But we do have Aegislash. They do have Dark. We have Meganium. Some of these matchups are a bit tricky to navigate until you get in and see their lead and be like, oh, it's fine. And then sometimes you're like, oh, we're done. But they're on a 9-win streak. What are they leading with? Okay, so they did lead with Hippowdon, so I was right to be a bit worried. Hippowdon's got some serious special defense, so luckily we can try and body slam or earthquake it. I reckon a body slam. Always good lead with body slam. They're likely going to put some stealth rocks down, but we can do at least 40% damage. And there comes some stealth rocks. So yeah, we can go for another body slam, do another 30%. We can do an extra 15-ish points of damage. But I reckon, yeah, another one of these. Just do another body slam. Look at us go. Beep, beep, boop, boop. There's the citrus berry. They're going to get some health back. Not going to yawn, though. Just going to get some health back. So, be good if we could paralyze. Come on, para. Yawn. Alright, so it's fine. This is where we... are we worried? I think we maintain the sash. Yeah, I think this is where we get Meganium in. And we try and do some offensive pressure, because we've kind of stalled them out a little bit with their sand. They're going to Earthquake, which won't do big damage to Meganium, so good switch in. Bit of Sands chip. Now we can Solar Beam. If they've gone Sand, would they have really gone... Or are they going to swap? They might hang about. If they hang about, we can catch them on a Solar Beam. Okay, so they're going to stay in. My fear was they would swap to Scizor or something, which should obviously be bad for us. So we stay in. We get a Solar Beam off at least. Might not do as much damage as we hope, but it is enough to KO them. So excellent. 1 down, 2 to go. And yeah, just as the sandstorm subsides. Okay, so they did have Charizard in the back. What an odd combination. So, this is where they likely go Weather Ball, and it would have been really good to have Kommo. But we didn't do that. And yeah, our options are pretty limited. So let's stall out a turn of Sun. Because they'll Mega Evolve here and go Weather Ball. And will be punished for not bringing our Kommo-o. Oh, they've got Flamethrower. Okay. So, we're just going to have to lose our Meganium here to a Flamethrower, and that's fine, because that will allow Diggersby a safe switch in, but it will get... yeah, so there's the Air Slash, and we know Diggersby's one slower than Mega Meganium, so Meganium's not going to be able to... Alright, Diggersby will at least be able to get... Or do we want Shadow Sneak? I don't know what their last one is. I think we're going to have to Diggersby. Yeah. Unfortunate we got the Stealth Rock. We're not faster, so we're going to be eating a Flamethrower, which likely KOs us. So let's protect a turn. Again, eating up their sun. They'll Flamethrower. Fair. Oh, they've got Solar Beam. Okay. Not wholesomely what I was expecting, but yeah, fair. If they've got Solar Beam, I would have used Solar Beam. Now we can quick attack to do some big damage. 40%. It's not big damage. Could have swapped then, taken chip on our Aegislash. That would have kept Diggersby alive, because we know they were clicking into their Solar Beam. But yeah, we take that. We don't get leftovers. We have one turn of sunlight left, so I would expect them to swap out here, but they could just as easily go for a Flamethrower to use up the last of the sun. It just depends if they're deciding to use up the sun and then leave, or leave before the sun is used up. What would you do? They're having a good think about it, though. Okay, so yeah, they decide to stay in, which is fine. They're going to try and use up the Flamethrower while the sun's there. But now the sun is gone, we get our 16 life back, which takes us back to full. And we Poltergeist. We should be able to survive it outside of the sun. Ooh, barely. But the Poltergeist should seal the deal. But it avoided the attack, so that'll be it for us. We run a 90% chance to hit move. That was our opportunity to win, and just didn't roll the dice. So you just have to accept the fate. Could have also Shadow Sneaked, but again, then we would have eaten big damage. That was our one out, and RNG was not in our favor. So again, well, no, even if we had Kommo in that, there wasn't weather balling, they were flamethrowering, so we wouldn't have advantageous or capitalized on our bulletproof. New game, new opponent. Raichu Garchomp. Ninetales Alolan with the Mega Metagross. Primarina and Conkeldurr. So, I reckon we lead with Diggersby, expecting maybe Garchomp. If we're doing that, we may as well lead with that, right? Yeah, okay, so let's lead with Kommo, because that has some pretty good options against everyone except Primarina. So then we bring Meganium for the Primarina and the Conkeldurr. And I guess we bring King Gambit. Because, yeah, Diggersby... let's do that. So I'm expecting maybe a Ninetales lead or a Garchomp lead, which is why I went Kommo. because Ninetales will set up Aurora Veil. Garchomp's are pretty safe turn 1 in. So there's the Ninetales. That's okay. They do get snow. They're likely to blizzard. We are fast, but we got Ironhead. So we can either try and catch them without a Focus Sash, or they have Focus Sash. Or we don't even KO them, even on an extremely effective, but we get the flinch. Okay, I wasn't fishing for that, but it's a 1 in 5, and we got it. And that's going to ruin their day, I think. So yeah, there's the Metagross. Do a bit of chip. The Ninetales is in pretty good range. Obviously, they're going to go for some sort of a Psychic attack here on my fighting. They could just as easily go for Iron, but I don't expect it to. So let's bring our King Gambit in. I'm expecting a Mega Metagross, maybe a huge Psychic attack. Let's see if we can absorb it with our Dark typing. Mega Metagross. What do? They went with Psychic Fangs, which doesn't affect King Gambit. And now they're staring down the barrel of Old Mate. So, could just easily do some big damage here. So the question is, do we Sucker Punch or Kowtow Cleave? I think we always Kowtow Cleave. Okay, so they're withdrawing. So we get a free Kowtow Cleave on a Garchomp. Fine. Whoa, that's big damage. Okay, so we got them a little bit on the run here. They're likely going to Earthquake or Outrage. We've seen many a Garchomp Outrage. We could just as easily Sucker Punch them right now. I don't know if they're in Sucker Punch range, but I feel like if they lock into Outrage... Oh, they Swords Dance. Okay. So they kind of expected us to swap out then? But let's see if the Swords Danced Garchomp can take out Mega Meganium. Because they're obviously not going to be able to Earthquake or Dragon, so I've locked them out of Stab. But then if you don't have Stab and Swords Dance, what have you got? It'll be Earthquake, Rock Tomb. Yeah, that's not KOing, buddy. You were already faster than us, and we got a Dazzling Gleam just for you. So yeah, it was good for them to seize the opportunity for the switch out into the Swords Dance, but we hadn't revealed Mega Meganium, and that's going to put them at a massive disadvantage. So we know not a lot is going to happen here. We don't need our Mega Meganium anymore because they've got the Mega Metagross in the back. So yeah, we take this. That's fine. We covered if they Aurora Veiled, which they genuinely could have, but if we can get in now, or we just do this. I think we do this. So we know we can't Outrage. We could Body Press, and I think we might, because that gives us a better damage roll on the Mega Metagross when they switch in. So yeah, we'll Body Press you out of existence. Because they could have, again, just as easily switched then and gone for a Psychic Fangs. But now we've got them thinking mind games to, do they use their Psychic Fangs on us? Because, I mean, yeah, we could have gone actually Throat Chop here. But let's Body Press. Do a bit of damage. Are they going to Psychic Fangs us? No. They Earthquaked, expecting us to swap out. So that's good for us. They've over-complicated the swap, so we get a bit more chip done. And now we might even be in Sucker Punch range. But there's the Psychic Fangs. So we know they've got Earthquake and Psychic Fangs, so they're not going to be Psychic Fangsing us. I don't know if Earthquake can KO us, but I think a Sucker Punch should be sufficient to KO Mega Metagross, but we will see. Because they're going to lock in Earthquake, surely. Bullet Punch. Oh, very nice. So they read us. Because now Sucker Punch fails. Snow stops. So let's protect. Now it is a game of scissors, paper, rock. If they Bullet Punch, we win. If they Earthquake, they did. So do we Sucker Punch again, or do they go and do another Bullet Punch? If we Sucker Punch and they Earthquake, we lose. I think we just Sucker Punch. Yes! Good call. We got them. Yeah, I think they might have realized if they just kept doing bullet punches, then obviously we couldn't Sucker Punch, but then we could Kowtow Cleave. But then if we Kowtow Cleaved and they Earthquaked, we would have lost then. So pretty tight. All right, we're almost one rank up, so we'll see if we can get to rank 3. It certainly slows down as soon as you hit Ultra Ball. You get a wider variety of psychological opponents, I would say. But again, the team's holding up. Kommo being physical certainly adds some value. But again, we're only running 1 Mega, which kind of locks us into a mode. We don't have pure like Pokemon or theme synergy. We just have some, mathematical maximums in terms of, resistance. But again, we keep working down. We've done our max super resist. This is our max resist. So the next will be min total. But for now, we're up against Hydreigon and Rotom, which Mega Meganium handle. Then we've got Mamoswine and Lycanroc. So I think we're going to have to lead with Kommo because I'm expecting their Mamoswine to lead. Then we've got Venusaur, and then we've got Meganium. Then we've got Venusaur and Confragrigus. We could King Gambit. We could Diggersby. And I think we will Diggersby. Do we lead Diggersby? Do we lead Diggersby? Yeah, I think we lead Diggersby. Diggersby, yeah. They don't have Sun, so that's Mega Venusaur. They don't have any other Mega, so it is Mega Venusaur. So we're definitely going to need something for that. Ooh, what do we got for Mega Venusaur? Not a lot. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one to navigate. But we'll see what they decide to lead with. We really need to take out their... Maybe... we need a Meganium for the top. Okay, so they're just going to straight up lead Venusaur. Rock on. That helps us tremendously. So, thank you. Unless they turn 1 Sleep Powder, then we're not going to be friends. But otherwise, if I can just get this Body Slam off, that'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, so yeah, they're staying in. It's Mega Venusaur. Just turn 1. Let's get it done. Energy Ball. Oh, okay, we're faster. Righto. That is a slow Venusaur. They Giga Drain. So yeah, they don't have any priority moves. We survived. And back on full. Wow. That is incredible. But also fine. They're obviously not going to Giga Drain again this turn. Body Slam will do pretty much what it did last turn. Earthquake would do slightly more, but we guess we can have a chance to crit. So yeah, we'll hit him with an Earthquake. Get him down to about half. They'll Giga Drain us for 1 hit point. And yeah, if we're outspeeding them on Diggersby, we'll outspeed them on our Meganium. So could have been a swap then too if they were going to... I don't know why they would have Giga Drained again. Because then obviously you try and avoid that. If they're on 1 hit point, try and avoid doing the same move. Because if they Giga Drain and then I swapped into Meganium and you've Giga Drained instead of Sludge Bombed, you've caught me on the switch if you've Sludge Bombed. But if you Giga Drain, then you're just locking yourself in. But yeah, we're faster here. Weather Ball should clean up Venusaur. It does not. Sludge Bomb is going to KO us quick. Yeah. That is extremely unfortunate. And maybe would have been the benefit of a double Earthquake turn 1. So we might have lost this for ourselves, I think. But they don't have any Fairy. So, yeah. Nah, I thought we had everything going for us then. And I think we just threw it all in the bin. But the Weather Ball not KOing was unfortunate. But if they swap into Hydreigon here, I'd appreciate that. But, no. We'll just get the Outrage out of the way. We'll see if Kommo can single-handedly finish the fight for us, because we have misplayed on multiple occasions. Because the other one is if we swapped into Meganium on the second Giga Drain, we would have been able to do the Weather Ball, but then we would have been able to Quick Attack on the Diggersby back again. So we had choices, and unfortunately, I made the wrong ones. But we'll see. They have Hydreigon, but they're also Choice Scarfed faster than us, so dead. Yeah, all right. That was poor play. So close to the next rank, yet so far away. But I think I'm happy with how this played out in terms of, again, just gaining experience, seeing what the team's like in the new format. But yeah, obviously we will change it up. But good to know. So we'll wrap it up there. If you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel and I appreciate your support. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care and enjoy. Thanks.